Hello, I'm Professor Margaret Rogers van Coops. I'm wondering what your idea is about abortion. There are some people who are for it, some people against it, and some who don't care. So I thought I'd share with you some of the things I know that I wrote in my book, Pro-Life, Pro-Choice, Pro-Spirit. First of all, let me tell you and be honest with you that I have lost a child and I have had abortion. And I've also given birth to 4 children. And I want you to understand that in every single situation that I went through, birthing a child and bringing up children, as well as losing a child, it's all about state of awareness at the time and state of mind in what one is doing. The idea of having a child for a woman is very nurturing. But the understanding of holding that baby in your arms for the first time, and then the enormous responsibility that comes with rearing that child, from being able to decide what is the right food, to the right clothing, to the right school, to finding the money to pay for it all, to finding a job that will support you so that you can make all that money, and it goes on, the list gets bigger and bigger. So in a practical sense, you can understand why, going back in time, women, for as long as we can remember throughout recorded history, have chosen in some way, shape or form to lose a baby. Now, whether it's doing high kicks and running around climbing a mountain hoping you'll fall and lose it through stress and tension, to taking some kind of herbal remedy that will make sure that it comes away, to having surgery because of some kind of neural situation where the pregnancy is going wrong, to actually just making a choice in the early part of the year of the getting pregnant, part of the month, that you make a choice. So what I wanted to do was to give you some insight very briefly. Think of a tree. It's winter and there are no leaves on that tree. And then as it warms up, summer comes around, the leaves start to bud out and grow. Well, in a sense, that's what women are like. When spring comes, they get a little bit flighty, maybe a little bit too flighty, and the next thing they know, they're pregnant. But the thing is, there isn't a spirit in there yet. What's happened is the ova has joined with the sperm, and the mother then nurtures the sperm to make sure that it does keep the egg fertilized for a little bit, and make sure during that time that it adheres to the wall of the womb. That part goes pretty easily. Unless you happen to have some trouble with your fallopian tubes or your ovaries, in which case you've got a block there. Now, why would you have a block there? Well, in the overview, think of it this way. You may have been in a past life the mother of 15 children and decided that in this life you don't want to be a mother. Even though consciously you may be saying, I'm rationalizing I want a child because I'm married and I want to do what my husband wants, which is have a baby. But as often as you try, nothing happens. Or you get pregnant and there's something wrong with it. But on the other side of the fence, it could be that you're walking down the road and you're minding your own business and some guy jumps at you out of the blue, rapes you, abuses you, and you get pregnant. And you think, why did I deserve this? What is this all about? And you might well want to say, I'm going to have an abortion because that was such a terrible situation. On the other hand, you may be saying, wow, I'm so glad that that happened because I'm pregnant and I want to have this baby. How do we make a choice as to what is right or wrong? Well, the ultimate thing here that I want you to know is that your spirit already decided in the spirit world long before you ever were born following probably 4 or 5 generations of women that have been pregnant, having babies, you will have watched them birth them, go through the traumas, go through the abuse, go through the struggles, go through the tribulations, go through the wealth, go through the money to do all the right things, and still not be able to be a mother. For example, 150 years ago, if you were in good stance with your family, mother didn't bring up baby, nanny did. So baby only got to see mummy at tea time for cookies and biscuits, and maybe draw for half an hour, and mother say, hey, aren't you good? Go on, go with nanny, go to bed. Well, that sounds nice, convenient, doesn't it? But where's the divine love? On the other hand, it could be you could have been going back 400 years and you're working in a wash house and you're scrubbing clothes and trying to make ends meet with 5 or 6 kids, and every one of them has to live off rice with maybe a few bits of bacon fat in it to make it flavoured. Or maybe you're going back thousands of years before Jesus or Muhammad or any of the others, where you're surviving, nomadic, moving from town to town, which isn't really a town but rather a gathering of people who will have a like mind to put up their so-called houses, whatever they might be, that are temporary until the weather changes and they're going to move. That's life. And life is all about how you want to live it. And life is all about you being man or woman living according to how you think and feel. So whether you're the man or the woman, think twice about whether you want to be pregnant or not. Because the ultimate thing is the child does not save a marriage. The child does not bring divine love into a marriage. A child brings in trauma. A child brings in lots of ups and downs about what they have to do, what they could do, what they ought to do, what they might do, and of course ultimately what they want to do, which might not be what the parents want. So I'm leaving you with this. Go read my book, Pro-Life, Pro-Choice, Pro-Spirit, and realize that a woman's body is a woman's body. And if you're a man and you're going to make use of it by loving her, love her well and love her sensibly, and don't leave her pregnant. And if you are a married couple and you've come to the idea that marriage is all about having babies, stop. The marriage is about loving one another and being together. Baby's extra. Just like buying a pair of shoes. It's going to cost you time, effort, energy, and a lot of love. And if you're a single person and you don't want a commitment, and there you are making a baby, look what you've done. Are you bringing this baby into the world for someone else to adopt? Because it might be just what they need. And you're the mother for it, to give it to them who can't have it. Or it might just be that you've learned, don't abuse your body by screwing around, literally. So on that note, I'll leave you to think about a woman's choice. Because there's a man's choice too. The man's choice is, no, I don't need to go into that space of penetration if I'm not in love with this woman. I will count her a goddess. I will take care of her, honor her, and respect her. And in the process of doing that, will appreciate that she has shared her body with me, but I will not make her pregnant. Unless she wants it. And if she wants it, we have to speak it out clearly, precisely. What does it all mean? We don't just wishy-washy make a baby. We plan it. It's important for our future that the children of the future come in with opportunities, supported by people who know that they're here for a reason. And that reason is to rebuild this world, to make it a place of those 1,000 years of divine love that we've been promised. So do your part. Either be a good parent or don't. Bye.